In the exciting world of professional wrestling, masks are not just a symbol of mystery, but also of identity and tradition. Mexico, the cradle of this emblematic wrestling culture, has been the starting point for many superstars who left their mark on a global scale. In this video, we'll dive into the stories of 5 iconic figures in international wrestling, who before reaching the top began their careers hidden behind a mask in Mexican rings. Get ready for a journey filled with history, emotion, and legend. Let's get started. In the 1930s, Corbin Massey, known as Ciclón Mackey, arrived in Mexico to revolutionize professional wrestling. Under the character of the Masked Marvel, he became the first masked wrestler in the country, marking the beginning of a tradition that would define Mexican wrestling. His agile style and mysterious mask captivated the audience, facing off against great rivals in the newly founded Empresa Mexicana de Lucha Libre, EMLL. Although his time in Mexico was brief, he left an indelible legacy. Mackey returned to the United States, where he continued his career under other names. But his impact on Mexican wrestling endures to this day. He was the pioneer who introduced the mask as a symbol of identity and mysticism in the ring. Ciclón Mackey, the man who gave rise to one of the most iconic traditions in professional wrestling. In the early stages of his career, Owen Hart, under the mask of Blue Blazer, arrived in Mexico to make his mark in the world of professional wrestling. With his agile and technical style, Owen amazed Mexican fans, showcasing unique skills that set him apart in the ring. He participated in memorable matches, culminating his rivalry with Canek in May 1991 with a loss that led to him unmasking. During his time in Mexico, he earned the respect of the audience. Although his stay in Mexico was brief, this period marked a key chapter in his evolution as an international wrestler, solidifying his talent before shining in major promotions like WWF. In the 1990s, Sean Morley, known in Mexico as Steel, arrived at the Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, CMLL, with a mechanical-looking mask and an imposing style. During his time in the country, Steel stood out for his strength and technique, facing major figures in Mexican wrestling. His most notable rivalry was against Rayo de Jalisco Jr., whom he defeated to win the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship on April 17, 1997. However, his reign was short-lived, as in September of that same year, he vacated the title upon signing with WWF. Although Steel never lost his mask in Mexico, his time in the country left a significant mark on his career, establishing him as an international wrestler before achieving worldwide fame as Val Venis. Art Barr, known as Love Machine, left an indelible mark on Mexican wrestling. He arrived in the country thanks to an invitation from Conan and debuted in the Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, CMLL, under the name The American Love Machine. His provocative and charismatic style made him a polarizing figure, loved by some and hated by others. During his time in Mexico, he had an intense rivalry with Blue Panther, which culminated in a mask versus mask match at Arena Mexico in 1992. Although he lost and was unmasked, his in-ring skills and personality left a lasting impact on Mexican wrestling fans. His time in Mexico is remembered as a key chapter in his career. In the early stages of his career, Chris Benoit, under the name Pegasus Kid, arrived in Mexico to perfect his technique and leave his mark on professional wrestling. His technical and aggressive style made him a standout wrestler, facing off against major figures in Mexican wrestling. However, it was his intense rivalry with Villano III that defined his time in the country. The climax of this rivalry took place on November 3, 1991, at Toreo de Cuatro Caminos, when both wrestlers faced each other in a mask versus mask match. In a bout filled with emotion and drama, Villano III emerged victorious, forcing Benoit to unmask and reveal his identity to the audience. This moment not only solidified Villano III as a legend, but also left an indelible mark on Benoit's career as he continued his journey toward international stardom. Did you know that these superstars once wore masks? Which of these stories surprised you the most? Do you know of another legend who has worn a mask during their career? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more incredible stories about Mexican wrestling. See you in the next video.